Hey everyone! Are you ready to go on a super fun adventure today? We're gonna join a little bunny and learn all about describing words. It's gonna be great, so let's hop right in. But before we start our story, let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever been on your way to school, looked at your friend, and wondered, is my school bag heavier than theirs? Well, by the end of our story, you'll know exactly how to figure that out. All right, first things first, let's meet the star of our story. This little guy is our new friend, a really happy and curious bunny named Bunty. Now, if we want to talk about Bunty, we can use describing words, like we can say he's a small bunny, his house is nice, and his ball is red. These words kind of help us paint a picture in our heads, right? So one bright and sunny day while Bunty was playing outside, he met someone new. And let me tell you, his world was about to get a whole lot bigger and way more fun. And who is this new friend? It's another bunny, and his name is Chintu. So now we have two bunnies to talk about. And this, my friends, is where things get really interesting. When you have two of something, you can start comparing them. Let's see how that works. Okay, let's check out their houses. We can say Bunty's house is large. But wait a second. Look at Chintu's house. It's even bigger. So to say that, we say Chintu's house is larger than Bunty's. Did you see how the word large changed just a little bit? So what is this special kind of word? It's called a comparative adjective. You can just think of it like a secret word superpower that helps you compare exactly two things, like two bunnies or two houses or even two school bags. And guess what? Making these words is so simple. For most short words like fast, you just add an ER at the end to make it faster. So a tall tree becomes taller. But for longer words like beautiful, we don't say beautifuler. That just sounds kind of funny. Instead, we put the word more right in front of it, so it becomes more beautiful. See? Easy. And this takes us right back to our very first question. If we peek inside their school bags and we see Chintu has more books, we can now say Chintu's school bag is heavier than Bunty's. We just compared two things. How cool is that? But Bunty's adventure doesn't stop there. Later that day, he and Chintu went to this huge, colorful party in their neighborhood. And wow, there were so many other friends and tons of exciting things to see. Okay, so here's a new challenge for us. At this party, there wasn't just two of anything, there were lots and lots of things to see. So what do we do when we want to compare more than two things? Well, let's imagine they saw some books at the party. We already know what to do with two of them. One book is thick, and the second book is thicker than the first one. Simple enough, right? But what if a third book shows up and it's the biggest one yet? We need a whole new kind of word for that. We say it is the thickest of all. That word tells us it's the number one book out of the entire group. And this new superpower word has a name, too. It's called a superlative adjective. We use these awesome words when we're comparing a whole group of things, 3 or more, and we want to point out the one that's at the very top. You know, the tallest, the smallest, the fastest, the absolute number one. And you know what the best part is? The rules are pretty much the same as before. For short words, you just add EST to the end. So small becomes smallest. And for those longer words, you put most in front. So if there were a bunch of yummy desserts at the party, we could say Ronnie Auntie's gulab jamans were the most delicious of all. Okay, you've learned all of Bunty's secrets, which means it's your turn to try. Let's see how well you can use your new describing superpowers. So here's a quick little recap of the 3 types of words we learned. We have the simple one, called the positive, then the one for comparing 2 things, that's the comparative, and the est one for comparing a whole group, that's the superlative. All right, time for our first challenge. Take a look at this sentence. My dog runs fast blank than you. How would you fill in that blank space? Think about it. How many things are we comparing here? Yes, it's faster. That's it. You got it. We use faster because we're only comparing 2 things, my dog and you. So we use that word. Great job. Let's try one more. This sentence is about 2 really famous mountains. Mount Everest is tall blank than Mount Abu. What do you think the answer is? Taller is exactly right. Amazing work. You're really getting the hang of this. Again, since we're just comparing 2 mountains, we use the form. You're becoming a real pro. Okay, this is the last one, and it's a little bit tricky, so pay close attention. The sentence says, I think Jurassic Park was the good/film ever. Now, are we comparing it to just one other film or to all the films ever made? And the answer is best. Wonderful. Some words are just special, and they change in their own way. Good becomes better when you compare 2 things, but it becomes best when you compare it to all the others. And since we're saying it's the #1 film out of every film ever, we use best. You all did an absolutely fantastic job today. Seriously, you followed Bunty on his whole adventure. And now you have your very own comparison superpowers. Keep practicing with everything you see, and you'll be telling amazing stories in no time. So my last question for you is, what was the most interesting thing you learned today? Think about it, and we'll see you next time.